Yo, what is up guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. So, we are going to be talking about FlyQuest and Golden Guardians as they have just announced they are making changes to their League of Legends roster. Now, let me actually bring some context to FlyQuest and Golden Guardians situation. So, after the 2020 World Championship last year, we were still dealing with the effects of COVID-19. So, FlyQuest and Golden Guardians had some pretty well-established players, as well as some up-and-coming players that were doing really well. And since FlyQuest and Golden Guardians are backed by NBA organizations in North America, they couldn't exactly give FlyQuest and Golden Guardians a good amount of money for their rosters because the NBA took a huge financial hit. So that means that FlyQuest had to sell off a lot of their good players as well as Golden Guardians. So they ended up going with these budget players. FlyQuest ended up paying a lot more money because they bought 3 academy players from Cloud9. Diamond, Palafox, and Kumo actually. Golden Guardians went with players like Niles, Newbie, and Ablaze Olive, as well as Iconic for their League of Legends roster. Now, since I just told you about that contextual thing, I don't want people going like, oh, well, you know, why did you pick up these players if you didn't think these players were good? To be fair, in their situation, they didn't really have another choice. They couldn't really buy a superstar because they just didn't really have the money. But when you look at FlyQuest's point of view, they actually did end up picking up Licorice, who I personally still think is a really good top laner. So I think most of their budget went to Licorice actually because players like Jose Diodo, Palafox, and Johnson, as well as Diamond, and then later Dreams were their supports. They're not going to cost too much money at all. But Licorice definitely, probably, most likely cost a lot of money. Now, Golden Guardians, pretty much, I would assume the only amount of money they really put into a player was Stixxay because he was a tenured player on CLG for quite some time. And now, as I'm going to bring you more stats to back up why they should change their rosters, let's look at this. So right now, FlyQuest is 9-24. They are on a 10-game losing streak right now. Then if you look at Golden Guardians, they are 10th place and they are 8-25. They just got a new losing streak that just started though. So let's bring in FlyQuest right now. So FlyQuest hasn't won a game since week 1 of the LCS 2021 summer split. The last win they actually had was against Evil Geniuses. That was in week 1 of the LCS 2021 summer split. Golden Guardians, on the other hand, have had some surprising wins this split, actually. They took down Cloud9, and they also took down another team as well. So they did a bit better than FlyQuest in terms of actually playing in the game, but both teams suck. You know, both teams are trash. Golden Guardians' last win just came from CLG this week 5 of the LCS 2021 summer split. So Golden Guardians just got a win recently, you know, and that's good, but it was against CLG, so that really doesn't honestly matter that much. But then again, it was recent compared to FlyQuest, who hasn't won since week 1 of the LCS 2021 summer split. Now that I brought you in the numbers and their current standings and the context you need for the situation, let's talk about what they explained on their official Twitter accounts. So let's actually read this. Today, we are announcing 2 major changes to our LCS and Academy rosters. As of today, Licorice has been transferred to the Golden Guardians. Wow. This was a mutual decision on all 3 parties. We wish Eric the best of luck and hope he finds success with his new team. In his place, we promoted Kumo to be our LCS top laner. Okay, interesting. Additionally, we will be fielding our entire Academy roster for week 6 of the 2021 LCS summer split. Our Academy roster is in excellent form, and we believe they've all earned the right to play on stage. As a result, our LCS roster will be competing in Academy this week, giving them more time to improve and work their way back to the LCS stage. Please join us in cheering on our players as they fight for playoff positioning this week. There's a lot I want to talk about with this PR statement that FlyQuest put out. So, them getting rid of Licorice, I mean, to be fair, in Licorice's current form, I think he was the best player on the team. I didn't really think Jose Diota was that good after a certain period point in time. Palafox is definitely not that good. Dreams was definitely not that good. Johnson has been playing significantly worse now that he left Alpharmo after he parted ways with Dignitas before this season of the LCS started. He's also looked kind of shaky. And we did see FlyQuest's academy players come up. You know, they brought up Kumo, Tomo, and Diamond up literally, I think, last week, actually. If I'm not mistaken, one of the games they actually played where they got abysmally destroyed, they actually brought in their academy, like 3 of their academy players, actually. And I know they just stated, that, the academy players are going to be doing something a whole lot different, and they believe, like, it's going to be better for them. Like, they brought in 3 of the players, and it really didn't change anything. I'm just being honest here. I just don't think their academy players are that good. I thought Diamond was going to surprise people, but Diamond ended up not being that good. Kumo is a very alright, serviceable top laner. Worse than Licorice, in my own personal opinion, still. I saw NXI in the LCS 2021 lock-in tournament. I didn't think he was that good. Triple, I didn't, yeah, I actually, talked to Triple before. You guys have seen Triple, actually. He's actually pretty alright mid laner, actually. Hopefully, he's gonna be an improvement over, obviously, Palafox right now. Tomo looked okay, and I just don't think Diamond was that good. So hopefully moving into the LCS 2021 Summer Split, the Academy roster that FlyQuest is fielding is actually going to honestly do well for them. And I hope this is going to be a good move for them because, if FlyQuest lose a few more games, they're not even making playoffs. Right now, they are pretty much barely in playoffs right now because they're tied with CLG with 9 wins, and they're just 1 win ahead against Golden Guardians, obviously, So that's kind of where you're seeing this right now, okay? And let's look at Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians says, join us in welcoming the newest addition to Golden Guardians at Licorice. We've not only acquired Licorice, we've extended his contract through 2023, as we believe he will be a player worth building around in the coming years. And then they tweet as for a solo situation. So that means Licorice joining Golden Guardians means that they are benching Solo, a player that they kind of were all inning on, and then now they're getting rid of him. As for Solo, we'd first and foremost like to thank him for his time and contributions on our LCS roster. He will remain on salary and eligible as a substitute through November unless he elects to join another team. Like, honestly, Solo has been playing better than Licorice. I just don't really see the change unless they think overall Licorice has more potential. I don't really see the reason behind this overall trade, but maybe Licorice literally just wasn't happy with how FlyQuest were running things, so he needed a change. Like, Licorice had that one interview, I think it was on Travis's channel, where he talked about obviously this year not being really good for him, and that had to be due to the fact that, they were losing a lot of games. Licorice has always been a player that's wanting to win. He wants to obviously be at the top of the standings when it comes to the LCS. I don't know if that's going to happen with Golden Guardians, I'm just being honest here, but we'll see, hopefully if something can change, obviously. Like, at least if you can't salvage the season right now between FlyQuest and Golden Guardians, at least making playoffs is something where maybe a miracle could happen. Golden Guardians needs at least 1 win. Their next games are up against 100 Thieves, who is the best team in the league, Evil Geniuses, who just had a 3-game winning streak, and they're facing up against Team Liquid. Now, even though Team Liquid hasn't looked that good, so far, in the LCS 2021 Summer Split, they're still way tier above Golden Guardians. Almost 2 tiers, probably, if you were doing current tier list, obviously. And then, if you're looking at FlyQuest, their next games are up against Cloud9, so that's pretty much automatically a guaranteed loss. Then you're playing up against CLG. Okay, so it's possible they can get their first win after potentially going like on a 11-game losing streak, and then they play up against Immortals. So if they lose to C9, which is understandable because they're like the best team in the league, obviously competing with TSM and 100 Thieves, you're looking at FlyQuest potentially getting their first win up against CLG and Immortals. So yeah, is there a light at the end of the tunnel, for FlyQuest and Golden Guardians with these changes? I've met Triple. I've talked to Triple. He's been on the channel. I hope Triple does well. He's been playing really good in Academy. I think he's been a really solid Academy player. I've wanted him to get some stage time. He finally is. So I'm happy to my boy Triple. He gets to finally get some stage time, and I hope he gets to do well up against players, like Perks. He's actually going to be playing up against Perks. He'll play up against Pole Belter, and he's going to get his chance to play up against Insanity. So some pretty interesting competition for him. And the solo situation with Golden Guardians is pretty interesting because you initially think that, they're going to obviously buy all into Solo. Solo's been on so many teams, obviously, after like all these many years of being in the LCS. So where could Solo possibly go now that he's not on Golden Guardians? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe he'll eventually get a spot on one of these bottom teams eventually. Again, because he's always getting spots on teams. Or maybe, is this the last team we'll see him on? Potentially. Who knows? But with all that said, what do you guys think about the changes that FlyQuest and Golden Guardians are making for the LCS 2021 Summer Split Week 6, actually? And do you guys think that Golden Guardians can eventually get another win to put themselves into playoff positions? Because the only competition they have really right now is FlyQuest and CLG. And with that being said, alright guys, see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all enjoy. I'm the Nightwing and Way of Life Esports is signing out, guys. Peace, have a good day. See you guys later. Deuces and goodbye. Peace.